Hello and welcome to Movie Buff's real-time trailer reactions. I'm your host, Shani B. You can find me on all the socials at It's Me, Shani B.
And I'm your other host, Cisco for Misfit Minded. You can follow me on the socials at misfit_minded and my website, misfitminded.com. Today we're reviewing and reacting to the first trailer for Gladiator 2, starring Connie Nielsen, Joseph Quinn, Paul Mescal, Pedro Pascal, and Denzel Washington, and directed by one of our favorite guys, Ridley Scott. We got it all queued up. Let's take a look.
I remember that day. I never forgot it. That a slave could take revenge against an emperor.
Where were you born?
I don't know. I never knew a mother nor a father.
You will be my instrument.
Who are you?
Did you hear that crowd? The greatest temple Rome ever built. The Colosseum. Because this is what they believe in. Power.
General Acacius, there are victories yet still to come.
Rome has so many subjects, she must feed them.
They can eat war.
The arena turns slaves into gladiators, the gladiators into free men.
You have something in you. I knew it from the start.
Did you now?
Rage. That rage is your gift.
This is about survival! Survive! Hold together, and when the charges break for the wall.
Whose head could I give you that would satisfy this fury?
The entire Roman armies.
Too much?
The general will do.
Rome must fall. I need to only give it a push.
Will we make it out alive? Alright. Tears on the mausoleum floor. Blood stains the Colosseum door.
This ring belonged to Maximus. Now I give it to you. What is the dream of Rome? That people are not free.
I was owned. Now I will control an empire.
I will not waste another generation of young men
For their vanity.
Strength among us! This how Rome treats its heroes! Tears on the mausoleum floor. Blood stains the Colosseum doors. The gods have spoken!
Wow.
Woo!
Okay, what are your initial reactions and thoughts to this trailer and about this movie?
Looks sick. I love this trailer. I think I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of, when they announced Gladiator 2, I was like, oh man, like we really need a sequel to this. And then there was kind of rumors online of the initial idea for Gladiator 2, which I don't know if you've heard of, like knew about, but it was insane. Like I was like, I'm so glad they didn't take it that route, because
Okay.
it was like Russell Crowe in heaven, like fighting like
Oh my God,
like
that's
in the
so bad.
yeah, like in Valhalla or something. It was like, so it sounded like it would have been a disaster. And so I literally, like, they kept it grounded, that it's like his son potentially, I think is what they're saying, right?
That's what I'm thinking.
And when they announced the cast, I was like, okay, these are like some of my favorite people right now. Pedro Pascal, Denzel Washington, I say all the time is like my favorite actor. So I was like, I
Dude,
cannot
all
wait
time.
to see it. Then they released the photos of like him on set, like, you know, in those clothes, and I was like, oh man, this looks so sick. And then the trailer dropped right now, and yeah, I'm super hyped for this movie. I think it looks great. Like, you know, I don't want to spend too much time on this, but I will say, so like I was, you know, teaching, I was like on online class, you know, when this trailer dropped. And so like I watched it like as it dropped, and it was like noticing the comments in real time, like as it was happening. Cause I watched it and I was like, oh man, this looks so good. The comments have to be, you know, praising this, right? Never go to the comments. Never go to the comments.
Stay away.
Because it was just, honestly, I mean, we talked about this with like, you know, the new Captain America thing too, but it was just like, I was like shocked at how racist and like just ridiculous people were being. Like, you know, all these comments being like, oh man, like, you know, Denzel in this trailer just doing his regular voice. That was like a popular comment. Or, you know, oh, because Denzel's in it, they have to pick a rap song. Or a lot of complaints about the song choice, which like, we could talk about it. No Church in the Wild is a great song. I don't fucking care.
And I think it fits very
exactly.
well.
I'm like, do people not, you know, this is where it gets into like they're just being trolls, you know what I mean? Because they understand that trailer music is just supposed to like elicit an emotion. And so No Church in the Wild, it's got this epic sound to it, you know, battle sound. And so like that's why they chose it. It's not because Denzel is black and we have to pick a rap song to it. And so it's just so fucking dumb. I mean, even like they use the part where Jay-Z is like, you know, blood on the Coliseum door, mausoleum, you know what I mean? Mausoleum floor. Like
it's appropriate.
It is appropriate. And there was this whole conversation on Twitter of like anachronistic songs or whatever. And it's like, you know, you want them to use like, because they're thinking, you know, oh, Hans Zimmer did the score for, where's that, you know, for the first Gladiator. I'm like, I'm sure it's going to be in the movie. This is
it was
trailer.
Also like woven in. Like, you know, it's not like they only use the Jay-Z song. Like they wove it into, you know, the overarching music, because I feel like it starts in a place of like that grounded score, and then it elevates to a place of like, this dude is about to be fucking badass.
Yes, and it worked. It's a very effective use, I feel like, of a song. And it's like, you know, you want to use like Roman music, you know, even classical music that you think is like, you know, period or whatever is not of that time. You know what I mean? It came after that time in history. So you're just being, and not to mention, I brought this up too, one of the trailers for the first Gladiator used a Kid Rock song. You know,
I don't like that.
Like again,
it did?
Yes. It was during the Super Bowl. It was just a Super Bowl ad, but like, what were they doing for that? They were trying to get that crowd to go see the movie and be excited because that was a popular song in 2000
at the time. Yes.
Yeah, and so it's like you can't, you know, I don't know. I just thought that was ridiculous. Denzel looks amazing, sounds amazing, looks like he's having a great time. Like, you know, whatever. You don't think that, you know, that Denzel's the same in every movie. I think he brings the same charisma and everything. Yeah. But, you know, this is going to be, you know, he looks like he's eating up the scenes, you know what I mean? Like just having, having a great time. So I don't know. And Ridley Scott, we've talked about before. I mean, I just, you know, I know for some he's hit or miss. I just love what he does. You know, like The Last Duel, I think is probably one of the most underrated movies to come out in the last few years.
Epic.
It was just so good.
Very good.
Have to see Napoleon that's still on my list.
Same.
But I mean, he does this time and time again, and they actually worked already together on American Gangster. So you know what I mean? Anyone complaining about that, if you like that movie, you know, that's going to be their follow-up movie together, collaboration. And then, you know, and then I guess the other complaint I saw was like, they showed the whole movie in the trailer again, which is like ridiculous.
Meh.
You know, where even at the end where it shows like the beheading of like, you know, assuming Pedro Pascal, I'm like, that could be a dream. You don't know, guys. You know, like this is trailers. They don't use every shot in the trailer. So I thought they gave us enough battle. They gave us motivation. what the characters are returning, and it got me excited. It looks like the action, the choreography is going to be amazing. So
Yes.
yeah. What about you?
Yes. I completely agree. I feel like this trailer, for sure, I'm like, I'm seeing this in a
Me
theater.
too.
It
Yeah.
has beautiful looking sets and the effects look amazing already. It looks so authentic to the period.
Mhm.
And that's exactly what my guy Ridley Scott is so
He's
good
so
at
good at
doing.
that.
Like,
Yeah.
whatever the historical context, he's going to figure out a way to make it glossy and, fantastical, but also feel so authentic and real. I feel like people just want to react negatively to trailers because that's going to get
Let
them
me
the
look
most
at
likes. That's going to get them the most bullshit.
yeah.
And it makes no sense. The whole point of, especially these initial trailers sometimes, is to give you an overview to be like, you like stories like this? Come to this movie, you know? I love the music in it. I feel like I had goosebumps again, but they were like even bigger than when we watched the trailer for Captain America.
Oh, I
And
got
just,
goosebumps for sure. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
amazing. It looks, I was really suspect of a sequel too, just like you were saying. I wasn't sure what story they'd use, and I do feel like I'm like really excited for Paul Mescal to, to see him kind of rise up in this way because he's been around for a while. Everyone knows he's a good actor, and he's doing something different here, which I'm really excited to see.
Yeah, and like I guess I was trying to look for it, but I guess they don't show the dislike count anymore on YouTube. But I did see a video of someone talking about that like the dislike to like ratio is like so, so stupid. But yeah, this again, Ridley Scott, we talked about him before. Like I'm just always a fan of whatever he's doing. He, like you said, like, and I think one of the complaints of the first Gladiator, even at the time, was like that some of the effects of the green screen and stuff didn't hold up. And this
Okay.
one looks way more like the green screen of all the, the Colosseum and everything looks so cool. And like
the war stuff.
Yeah, I like how they're doing the naval battles because they, someone was talking about that. They used to flood the Colosseum so they could have like naval battles in there, and so that's like part of what you see. You see that when the ships get in there and like him fighting the rhino with the dust. Like it's just, yeah, it looks so cool. I don't know what people want from movies anymore. I thought this was a great trailer, like 5-star trailer. I don't know.
Same.
And I guess my other point I was gonna make was that Ridley Scott famously does not care about accents. So when people are picking on Denzel or whatever in this movie, like I think you have to understand that too, is that even if you watch The Last Duel, that's a French story. None of them have French accents because he's more interested in emotion, are they talking like Romans talked at the time? No. And they're speaking English. You know what I mean? So it's like, how historically accurate do you want these to be? I just want a good fucking movie,
Exactly. Exactly. And I do feel like because he prioritizes that, he is able to get you to suspend that kind of, scrutiny and that kind of weird belief when you watch.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, it's just a shame that I think people are much more, they need to have a take right away and they're not willing to like pay attention or sit back or think at all. So they just go after the most surface level things, which is why we see so much easy racism right away. It's like, oh, there's a black guy here. Let's immediately go down that
double
route.
Standard is crazy. It's like, were you complaining when Russell Crowe, like an Australian actor, was playing a Roman? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
no,
you could go all day, but because it's Denzel, I'm like, he's gonna kill it. This guy's done Shakespeare, like,
and he was so good. He really was.
Yeah, and so it's like all he knows is how to bring his emotions to the screen, and he does like every time. So I don't know. I think people are going to be put in their place when this movie comes out. This looks really good.
And they're going to say whatever the fuck they're going to say. And I don't really care about their opinions, I think that is something else too, that like one of the reasons I rarely check the comments is because I don't really care about the opinion of the people who would comment. I care more about like the people who are actually going to see this movie and kind of what it was like for them to see this movie and how they felt about it than I'm ever going to care about the person who's like, I just want to rip this apart because I'm an asshole.
Yeah, it just sucks like that because like, again, I just went to I guess I was naive. I was like, one of the comments like, oh man, this looks sick. Let's see all the comments like saying the same. And that didn't happen, but and that's kind of the reason why sometimes I try and stray away from trailer reactions too, because we don't get all the information in the trailer, and they can be like reactionary, but as long as you're being honest in your reactions, which like a lot of these comments aren't, I don't think. And so but I'm gonna be honest every time. If the trailer doesn't look good, I will say it, but this is a good trailer. And
Yes.
all of these people that are in this trailer and Ridley Scott have a track record of delivering. So it's like, I feel comfortable saying that this could be a very good movie, very good sequel.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I definitely think that people really overreact to this idea that a trailer gives you the entire story, when I can say that, like, most trailers look like they give you the whole story, but they never actually do. Like, when
Yeah.
you see the movie, you're like, oh, I saw this piece in the trailer and I thought it meant this, and it meant this.
It's just all
So,
these narratives. Yeah.
yeah,
They're
you
not
just
going to give away
can't.
the final kill shot in the trailer. That is not going to be how he dies. I guarantee you. That is not
Exactly.
how Pedro Pascal's going to die in there.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's just one of those narratives. We talked about that too with like box office. Everything now is sequels.
hmm
Looked at the 80s box office. How many sequels are in there? You know what I mean? This is not a new phenomenon, but people get comfortable with these kind of narratives. And so, just be, again, I guess that's the message for, just be honest with how you feel. Don't fall into these narratives. If you think the trailer looks good, like we did, say it looks good,
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So
I'm definitely gonna see this one in theater.
Yeah.
I hope that it goes into Dolby. I've been really like big on seeing movies in Dolby
the sound's going to
because
be amazing. Yeah.
exactly, and the visuals are really there too. Like, obviously IMAX has some amazing visuals, but the Dolby stuff is like really elevated and glossy in a way that I have like fallen in love with. So this for sure I'm gonna see in the theater. What about you?
I'm going to try and catch it too. We've been my group chat I'm in. We've been talking about Denzel a lot recently too, so it's kind of funny, But
He's the best.
we were just having this debate about like Denzel versus Keanu, and it's just really
It's hard
funny.
to compare them.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what I said. My uncles were just being like, are you saying he's a better actor, Keanu is? And I'm like, no, I said he's a better action star. That was my argument. And so,
Right.
and I still stand by that. But again, I like I said, anyone asks me my favorite actor, my go-to is Denzel. So, anything he's in, I'm going to go see it and try.
He rarely misses. Even his like misses aren't exactly misses, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, like American Gladiator, not my favorite gangster film, but he is amazing as Frank White in that. Like he's so good in that.
Yes.
So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what people want anymore.
No, and I'm not here to give it to them. I'm just here to enjoy movies and enjoy these trailers and get fucking jazzed to see this. So I've got my countdown clock started. I can't wait for this one to come out.
Yeah, same. I was just trying to look at who did the music for this too, to see if Hans
if it's
Zimmer
still
came back, but
coming back.
he's not. I guess he's not, but whatever. The music will be fine. I guarantee you. They're not going to play this in the movie. People know that.
Yes, exactly. Come on. All right, cool. That wraps it up for us. Thank you for listening to the Movie Buff's real-time trailer reaction to Gladiator 2. Let's remind the people where they can find us.
So you never miss a rep. Follow the Buffs on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at We Stay Buff, and on on Twitch at The Buffs. You can follow me at Misfit_minded on all the socials, and my website, misfitminded.com.
Take us for a ride and subscribe to the podcast on Apple and Spotify. Please leave a positive review. 5 stars is the dream. And you can follow me on all the socials at It's Me, Shani B. All right, thank you for joining us. We'll hope to catch you next time on Movie Buff's real-time trailer reactions. Until then, stay buff.